My name is Tom Spalding, and I wanted to talk about the death penalty in Kentucky today. Uh, my reason is really, I guess, the light came on because I was doing some research and found a reference by a fellow named Robert Owen in the 1840s, and he was a congressman in southern Indiana. And his take was that more or less he could see a day coming when, among other things, there would be no more death penalty. And it's one of those issues that kind of stays on the edge of your consciousness. Maybe it really doesn't present itself every day, but anyway, it struck me that back there before the Civil War era, that people were thinking about it and wishing for it, and so they were maybe visionary. At any rate, my personal thing is that I like to make lists and kind of hit the punch list, to do things in the right order, to have the right things on the list. And I figured out that maybe I didn't have the right thing on the list, and that before I really moved on and tried to reorganize things, my thinking, I needed to do something about this issue. And I think as a minimum, it requires that you speak out. So that's what I'm doing. I think that as our society moves along, just generally we're thinking about other things, but there is a subtle message that comes through in our culture, and we need to intercept that message somewhat. And it's about violence, and kind of a culture of violence. And I look upon it as a disease. And one of the things, actually, as a manifestation of this disease is the death penalty. I think that if we offer a different scenario for ourselves as a culture, we might do better. We have to find the words, we have to find the opportunities to talk about it, and at least start moving in the direction of a reduction or elimination of the death penalty. So again, I think it also hits us at the gut level. We are, I guess, a little more involved in this issue. We have a cultural message. We're urged to a sense of justice and outrage and revenge very often, and I see that as the origin of the death penalty. And then we rush to violence ourselves, and that's where the error is. There are other things that we should be doing, I guess, besides the death penalty. And they're probably long-term things that allow us to push away this rush to violence. So I know we're all very busy, but I guess we have to re-examine it. And the question is, how can we really think about saying the death penalty, or saying that killing people is wrong, and yet endorse the death penalty or have a program of the death penalty by our government. And I think that's kind of a fundamental disconnect. We've got to address it. So I think each individual has a choice, and so that's why I'm compelled to speak out, is that it's my choice to say no, that it's not right, and I can at least speak out against it. And we have to invent ways as individuals to do things to push that tendency of our society back. So I've spoken against it now, and I've identified a way to kind of inoculate myself against violence and death. I think that I feel like the kingdom of heaven is in my heart now. As you think about death penalty yourself, you may ultimately find that you're going to see in your own heart a freedom and a sense of the kingdom of heaven right there for yourself. And that will be open to you if you start speaking out.